Now let's move on, because plans to reduce speed limits on some roads in England and Wales have been published by the government this morning. The Department of Transport has announced that limits will be cut from 30 to 20 miles per hour in residential areas, and it's also planning to reform the driving test. Well, the strategy is aimed at cutting the number of road deaths by a third by 2020. Well, our correspondent Fiona Trott is at the NEC in Birmingham today at an exhibition that looks at improving road safety.
Well, a lot of motorists say that these average speed cameras are the bane of their lives, but following today's announcement that speed limits could be reduced further from 60 to 50 or 30 to 20 in some areas, we might see more of these cameras on the roads because local authorities are going to have to enforce these new speed limits. Let's speak now to Jeff Collins, who's from the company that supplies them. What difference do they make in the projects that you've seen up and down England and Wales?
Well, one difference about this type of camera is they don't have an impact just at one location, so people don't slow down and then speed up again. If you've driven through one of the motorway roadworks, you'll notice that traffic drives at a uniform, steady rate, and that's why there are fewer collisions and that's why there are fewer casualties.
In terms of casualties or fatalities, can you think of a stretch of road in England or Wales where they've been reduced by a significant amount? I mean, how much of a difference do they make?
Well, on average, they're about, amongst the 40 permanent installations we've got around the country, we've seen a better than 60% reduction to the killed or seriously injured figure. So it's had a very significant impact.
Okay, that's quite a lot. Well, how much does it cost, say, a local authority to introduce cameras like these, say, for a 5-kilometre stretch?
Well, a 5-kilometre stretch would probably be something like £300,000.
It's quite a lot for a local council, isn't it?
Well, it is quite a lot of money, but if you compare that to the 1.4 million cost to the economy for a fatality, then it's very cost effective.
A lot of motorists say that cameras like these are annoying because it's punishing the majority of careful drivers for the careless few. What would you say to that?
Well, in some ways it's a fair comment, but the compliance rate for this type of camera is excellent. The number of tickets which issued is very low, and that's true across the people who are complying, and then it's true amongst the people who might want to try and speed too quickly. So I think it is a fairer system, and people actually do believe that to be true now.
Do you think it is better and safer than having a fixed camera where people will just speed up again as soon as they've passed it?
Well, it's definitely safer, it's fairer, but it also is beneficial in terms of traffic flow.
Jeff Collins, thank you very much for joining us. Of course, it's not just road safety equipment as well. The government is also considering reforming road tests so that candidates don't get as much guidance from examiners.
Fiona Trott there in Birmingham now.